When you do take on an employee, make sure you dedicate these hours to serving them well. They are dedicating a large amount of their time to you. You are dedicating a large amount of their time to them. That relationship has to be strong. If you've never been to this channel, my name is Lavi. I talk about sales and leadership quite a bit, and hopefully some of the tips and advice I can give you, you can take with you and leverage in your day-to-day career. One of the concepts or foundations that base 100% of everything that I talk about is the concept of time. And without being morbid, it is important to note that we don't have all the time in the world. If you have 8 hours that you're spending asleep, you now have 16 hours that are given to you every day in terms of your awake, active, fun, love, playful, work life. Let's just bundle them all up into one segment and we'll call it the 16 hours of active life. If 9, 10, 11, or sometimes 12 of those hours are spent with your employer, then it is so unbelievably important that those 9, 10, 11, or 12 hours are some of the best hours of your life, because now you have dedicated more hours to being with your job and your employer and your boss than the hours you spent with your loved ones. I think this is why we saw such a drastic increase in resignations over the last few years, labeled as the Great Resignation. What people finally realized is that, holy crap, I have a limited amount of time on this earth. The world is essentially exploding right in front of me. Maybe I should start thinking about taking better care of myself first. And those of us that found our work environment to be toxic decided to leave a toxic work environment because they realized that there isn't enough time in the day to spend even a second of it with a toxic boss. So when somebody works for me, I think of this principle first. We have 16 hours in a day. We might spend 2/3 of them together. This makes our relationship the number one relationship in our lives. If I have one person working for me, or if I have 1,000 people working for me, which both have happened, I think of this concept first. How do we make these hours the most efficient, the best, the most fun, the most compassionate, the most kind, the most honest hours of our lives? And sometimes you have to say something out loud. I'm spending 2/3 of my adult awake life in a toxic relationship. That's not fun for anyone. When you do take on an employee, make sure you dedicate these hours to serving them well. They are dedicating a large amount of their time to you. You are dedicating a large amount of their time to them. That relationship has to be strong.